Well, as Amanda and Dave were talking earlier, it is hard to believe that it's almost time to start thinking about planting wheat, but Misha, it's also time to start thinking about weed control.
Always, yeah. So it's a good rule of thumb that the very first plant that utilizes the resources in a field, water, nutrients, light, that's the one that's going to be the most competitive. So we want our crops to have that competitive edge over our weeds. And one of the first things we're thinking about in fallow fields, whether or not we till or we're in no-till, is we want to start clean. If you're in a limited tillage environment, or maybe you're primarily no-till, of course you want to start with some kind of good burn down option. Many of our summer annuals that we see here, they're starting to finish their life cycle, and as we start to drop temperatures, which we're getting a little bit of experiencing this week, we're going to see our winter annuals come up. And if tillage is an option, I think it's something that should be utilized. We have several weeds. Horseweed or mare's tail is a great example of a weed that responds well to tillage.
We talked about pre-planting, but what about pre-emergence weed control? What are some things that producers need to think about there?
Great question. If you have grasses, which if you've been planting wheat, you probably have grassy weeds. If you are planting wheat that you are thinking about taking off the field as grain, we have several delayed pre-emergence herbicides that can go out. What does that mean, delayed pre? They go out shortly after planting. Some of those products include Zidua, Anthem Flex, and Axiom. The delayed pre-emergence timing is a little bit unique. So a true pre-emergence is going out right after planting. Our delayed pre goes out, if you look at the label, it says around 80% germ to spike. 80% germ, that's pretty hard to quantify. Spike, we can see it right when the wheat has just come out of the ground. That would be the time that we want to make these delayed pre applications, and we need to be strategic that a rain is coming because they have to get incorporated into our soil profile. But when all those things work together, they are extremely effective.
You know, in regards to summer crops, we're about to get that time towards the harvest, and those fields, a lot of fields will go fallow. I'm wondering, is there anything, is that a good time for, next summer to start after harvest and letting those fields go fallow? To start managing those fields for weeds, maybe relatively soon to ensure a better crop next summer.
Yeah, any plant that we're gonna leave in the field that could have a potential seed rain is something we're gonna wanna control. Some of our pigweeds, female plants, can produce over 500,000 seeds for one plant. So fallow fields are a great time that we can implement non-selective herbicides like paraquat or glyphosate and start planning for whatever our next rotation is. If we use something that has a residual, just be looking at the plant back restrictions for your next crop.
All righty, Misha. Misha Manuchehri, Weed Systems Specialist here at Oklahoma State University. And if you'd like some more information that Misha talked about, go to our website, sunup.okstate.edu.